Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of This Bootstrapped Life. I'm feeling good and I hope you are too. It's been a great week so far. So let's follow the format we used last week where we divide this into the business stuff first and then personal at the end. So on the business side, I had recently been feeling guilty because I'm now almost 2 months into living in SF and I'm continuing to go to a lot of events and socialize. And here in San Francisco, socializing is basically networking at all times. So I'm meeting a lot of really interesting people all the time, but I, in some days, like don't build too much. And have been feeling quite a bit guilty. But I think I recently realized there's a flywheel that I'm starting to see show up with this new business where I build cool things with clients and with our own internal product studio. I create content around those things. I get leads for clients or for talent, and then I keep building cool things with those people. It's a pretty simple flywheel and maybe a little bit crude, but it roughly captures what I'm starting to see show up. Recently, I there's some more opportunities showing up where I can pull people that I either knew before or am meeting now, and essentially align them with different opportunities that clients have, or that we have internally for our product studio stuff too. And so it's kind of cool because now there's a world where I can actually justify a lot of this socializing and not feel so bad about like not building as much on some days while still like building things overall. I'm not trying to only socialize. Like to me, the appeal of starting this company wasn't just to say like, oh, I have a company or whatever. To me, I don't care about that. I don't. The status aspect of it is not why I'm doing this. I do want to actually create things with people that I enjoy building with. But what I'm starting to see is how networking, socializing can fit into that really nicely, where it also becomes authentic. I don't, when I meet people, I don't like think about, oh, what can I get from you? I just enjoy hanging out with people, especially people that are new and that have a different background, especially a very different background. And so now I'm starting to see a world where like this can make sense. So that's actually pretty exciting because now it does change how I think about my time, and it does feel good also to like not just be negative about how I spend my time because I think overall I am being deliberate with my time generally. Like I do when I'm somewhere and I'm socializing or networking, I'm like choosing to be there and to savor those moments, enjoy those new friendships or relationships. So this is a pretty big deal, I think, and this is also a turning point because I'm also starting to realize that I don't have to like code everything myself. I can find help and lean on that help to create things that I also want to create, or that I have clients that want things created for them. So there's something going on. There's something that I can do here. I'm seeing how this makes sense. Also, another thing that I've been saying recently that it's kind of clicked for me too is that in SF, you have a lot of venture-backed startups that are all raising big rounds, trying to solve big problems. But the reality is that there are a lot of small problems lying between those startups. And that's kind of where we fit in, where we can slot, our engineering and other abilities into these different part-time or one-off project arrangements quite nicely. Because often these startups have these big problems they're working on, but they don't want to have to solve these little problems that come up along the way, whether it's anything from building out marketing sites to building out some like random custom pipeline, maybe scraping some data from the web, whatever it might be. Point is, they might want to. I'm actually seeing a lot of demand to hire some of those one-off projects out. So yeah, there's some good developments here. I think the agency work that we're doing is growing in scope across the board. Actually, almost every one of my clients that I have right now has more demands coming up, which is really exciting. So we're growing organically and incrementally, but I'm excited to be doing that. And I think I'm picking up on my special sauce because I love being a generalist when it comes to software and really anything else too. And I feel like now I feel more justified in being a generalist who can speak to most of these different things that we're working on and doing. So I'm feeling good. And I think part of why I'm feeling good is that I'm actually following that one big thing framework still that I mentioned last week. And so I'm sleeping more easily now. I'm like getting my 8 hours and I'm feeling better overall. I'm in a better mental state now. So that's kind of the business update right now, is that we actually have some new deals in the works that don't necessarily involve my own engineering talents, which is great, and involve more people that I know coming into the fold. So actually, I'm looking at bringing on the fifth and sixth person part time to Skyporch, which is pretty cool. To me, it's we're creating sort of a staffing agency, sort of not, because really every client has different demands. Some clients want like a part-time engineer that's just there for X number of hours per week. Some clients want someone to do a one-off project, build one-off feature. Some want technical advisors, so that's like a couple hours randomly throughout the month. And I think I'd say I have like maybe, yeah, like two clients per category that I just mentioned. So yeah, it's interesting, and it's cool that I get to still be flexible in these business models. So I get to really explore and figure out like what makes sense for us long term. So far, it all feels pretty good, and I don't have any complaints with how we've set things up so far. I'm having fun, especially now as I start to ensure that I don't sell more of my own time coding, so I can spend time on the business itself. I think what I'm starting to see is that beyond, for right now, a certain number of hours of engineering, my time is best spent on working with new talent and working with new leads, of which right now there are plenty, which is awesome. I'm getting leads from the building that I work out of because I rent space from from the startup Daydream. They have a bunch of extra desks out here in Hayes Valley, so I got one of them, and it helps to be a generalist that just, again, will slot into any team any which way. So I am collecting some leads already from there. I'm lucky I have a pretty good network so far too, and people that I know have different projects that are going on at different stages of their companies. So we're in a good spot, and I'm very excited to see where this ends up in like a year, because it is already changing wildly from one month to the next. That's the business stuff. On the personal side, which honestly at this point now that the business stuff also involves quite a bit of networking and socializing, on the personal side, it's like also quite aligned and fulfilling. I'm having so much fun meeting all these new people in all these different places from all different parts of the world. Like tonight, I met a bunch of South Africans for the first time in SF, and like there was like a cohort of them, which was interesting. And I noticed that too. Like, I mean, you have different groups for sure that like kind of hang out together, like, and not always intentionally either, I think, but it's like you have a bunch of Canadians in SF, and like you'll be at a startup and realize like, oh, most of us are Canadian, which is just random. Anyways, I'm having fun. This is a cool place, a lot of cool people doing interesting things. So I'm feeling energized, electrified by these things. Right now, if I'm not so energized, it's because it is almost 1 a.m., but I want to get this video out for the one person who might watch it tomorrow. If you are watching this in the first 24 hours of this getting published, just know that I love you. Yeah, that's mostly it. I do still have a routine somewhat, which is nice. I've been going to this gym that has a sauna and cold plunge 3 times a week, and I'm still somehow keeping that up. I've been doing this thing that someone recommended to me. I think I might have mentioned this already, but if not, whatever. Or if I did, then whatever. Where I now go to the gym in like the middle of the day. So I'll like come in the morning to the office. I'll spend a couple hours doing stuff, and then at like 2 or 3 p.m., I'll go in for an hour to the sauna and cold plunge at some point after having had lunch, and then I'll do like an hour of lifting and cardio at the gym. So it's like a 2 hour ordeal in the middle of the day almost. But it's kind of nice actually, because you then split the day up such that it's like you do your like one big thing or your deep work in the morning, and then you have lunch, and then you maybe do some whatever, you talk to people, and then you have like that slump usually. And what's cool about this approach is that now you take that slump and you just go get physical with it. So again, sitting in the sauna, cold plunge stuff, working out, gets you pumped, gets the blood flowing, feels good, gets metabolism going too. So if you like ate a little too much, then it like really helps you ease some of that. And then you come back, at 4 or 5 p.m. or whatever, and you just feel ready to like do more cerebral work. And so that's kind of enjoying that right now. But yeah, otherwise on the personal side, there's not a whole lot that has changed recently. I am planning a trip away from SF for 2 weeks to go to Miami to pick up my things and to, of course, visit people that I have in Miami, including family, and to, yeah, send my stuff from Miami to SF now that I'm getting settled here. And then I'm going to go to Vancouver and Seattle, which would be nice. I do love those places a lot. I had my sister in Seattle, so I'm excited to see her. And that's kind of what's going on for August, at least so far on the personal side. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is kind of it for now. But this is kind of I'm starting to enjoy this weekly ritual. Again, this is best put how a friend put it recently is like this is like a public journal entry of sorts. I'm already kind of finding that I like going back to my previous episodes, even though like we're only 4 episodes in, because I'm seeing like a change. I'm seeing progression as things go on, and I'm seeing a story unfold. At the end of the day, this is for me. But if anyone else enjoys this, I would love to know at any point. Well, if you're here, thanks for watching, and see you for the next one. Bye.